Hey everybody, Jake with Myers Flies. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight we're going to tie a little stonefly. I like fishing a stonefly on my bottom fly. A lot of times I'll always fish something heavy on my bottom fly, the anchor fly, something like yellow stonefly. These things are everywhere in the water here in central Pennsylvania. So I'll either do something like this or an egg or just something heavy. Now, this is obviously the finished product. I'm going to call this the Chenille Stonefly, and that's because we're going to use chenille to wrap up this thorax area. So let's get into tying it. I've got a Daiichi 1260 size 10, and I just found that this gives good proportion to the stonefly. It's a great size. Obviously, a lot of times I'll do some on size 8s. We've found some, pretty big stoneflies, and obviously you can tie them into the 12s, 14s if you want. But I just found that this size 10 hook makes a really good foundation. So what I've got is just a brass bead, a 5/32 gold brass bead. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some 140 denier Danville. I'm going to start right here behind the eye and just get my thread started. This is for the antenna off the front. You don't have to put that. In fact, most of the time that I'm tying them for myself, I don't put the antenna on the front because most of the stoneflies that I find, the antenna are ripped off anyhow, and I don't think the fish are sitting there thinking, I can't eat that because it doesn't have an antenna on the front. So, but whatever, it looks cool. So this is just stripped goose bite. This is this is from Nature Spirit. This is the golden stone color. And so I'm just going to stick those on. I stick mine on one at a time. You can stick them on, two at a time if you like. A lot of guys do that. Now I'm just going to bring that back and snip these tails off. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and just put like a 2 or 3 turn whip finish, nothing important. And then what I can do is pull my bead up, okay, and then I've got my bead there. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of lead. Now you can tie these with tungsten beads. This is just a brass bead, and then I've got the .020 lead wire. You can use all different kinds of stuff. A lot of times what I like to do is different weights on my stoneflies. Like here I'll put 7-8 wraps on, and wrap that little tail back there, just wrap it around. And sometimes I won't put any lead on. Sometimes I'll use a tungsten bead with lead. You get into a really deep pocket. Some of them holes 5 foot deep, 6 foot deep in fast water. Put a little bit of super glue, just a little dab on there. And so you want something heavy to hold you, get you down in that water. So I always put a little dab of glue on there. Just kind of holds that lead in place. Right there behind the lead, just build a little dam up, and then just wrap that in. Your thread gets down in that glue. That will never go anywhere. Sometimes if you don't glue that, or even just get it wrapped tight, when you put your body on, it can roll on you. So so yeah, I like to have a nice heavy stonefly that I can use in those deep runs. Now what I'm going to do is right about where the barb is, I'm going to come back and just do a little ball of thread there, and this is going to help splay out my bites in the back. And it's not much, just a little bump right there. And if you look at your bites, it curves. So I'm going to put the curve going out So by it, you have my little tail in the back kind of splays out. And I'll put the other one back there. Again, not super critical. I think it does more just, it looks cool. A lot of the times I find, and I just wrap these right in there, and that'll come right up to the back of that, where that lead was. So you'll see the body, you got the little thicker part up here where the lead is, and it kind of tapers back there. And now what I'll do is I just want to build that body up just a little bit. I'm going to put wire on here, which is going to build that up a little bit, but not much. If you look at a natural stonefly, the abdomen area is a lot thinner than the thorax area. Now I'm going to take this is just black UTC in a medium, and I like the medium because it's kind of big and it makes a very pronounced rib on here. So I'm just going to put that right there at the back of the lead, and that'll kind of fill in. I'm going to put it on the side nearest me and just wrap that back straight along the side. And then what that'll do is help build that out just a little bit. Then I'll wrap it in, and then whenever I'm gonna, usually the second time back, I'm going to counterclockwise spin my thread, and what that's going to do is it's going to let that flatten just a little bit, make it a little bit smoother on that body. Now I'm going to stop right around that lead there, and then I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to wrap this back up and rib that body. Okay, so, and it doesn't matter if you counter wrap it or wrap it the same way you did your thread. It's not that important. And I'm going to come right back up to there, and then what I'm going to do is wrap this in, push that off, and then make sure that wire's wrapped in there really good. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm just going to take a brown magic marker right here on the top, just put a dot in between each of those. You can't, I don't know if you can see it good with that lighting, but if you look at a natural stonefly, the top of the abdomen, is a darker color, and then the bottom stays that gold color. So that's just kind of just a really quick way. And then just using the thread body, like I said, on a natural, it's often, a lot thicker up here at the front. And I'm going to take, this is just some turkey tail, and when I wrap this in there, that little bit of turkey tail, all I'm doing is just taking that tail and just snipping a little clump out of it. That's it. And I usually tie that back to where I let 3 of those ribs out, and it just gives a good proportions, of your stonefly, because a natural stonefly, the thorax area is predominantly, 3/4 of the fly, and then it's just got that little abdomen part at the back. So then what I'm going to do is take a little bit of this chenille, and this chenille has got, some golds, some yellows, some light browns, and some nice stuff, just some hairline micro cactus chenille in the root beer color. And then I'm just going to tie that in. And this here, you don't got to wrap it really thick. So just where the front of that chenille is, just wrap it to the front of that. You don't have to overlap it. You'll get it. You can get that body too thick with this chenille, and then that's, yeah, it just wouldn't look right. So I'll wrap 2 in the back, couple in the front. And that's it. So I mean, it gives a really nice look to it. Now we're going to put the legs in. Again, I'm going to come back to that turkey tail, and I'm just using these tips. You can see here how those tips are cut off, and then what I'll do is I'll use this little scrap piece for my wing case on my next one. So save that. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these tips right here. I'm just going to take these tips off. That's going to be my legs, and I'm going to take maybe 8 or 10 of those. Just snip that off. And you can align those, align those tips if you like. And then I'm going to make this come right to the back of that thorax. That's where I'm going to stop my turkey feather. I'm just going to wrap that in. And once you pull that, see how it splays it out on the side? It just pulls it straight out. You can put 2 in the back, 2 in the front. That'll lock that in. It's just a really simple way. I mean, of course, you can use, rubber legs, silly legs, floss. You can use a lot of stuff. But I've got, whether it's us or friends that kill a bunch of turkeys, and I've got a crazy amount of turkey tails around here. So I try to use them up. And it's, these turkey tails are very durable. It's a very durable material. Now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Hold it with your thumb. Lightly wrap it. When you pull that tight, it just pops right out. Okay. Now I'm just going to pull my tail, or my wing case, turkey tail. Pull the wing case right up over the top. That's it. That is it. And we'll get the whip finish on her. Put a little Solares to seal everything off. You can put some, a little bit on that wing case. Just kind of help make that a little bit durable. You can always put a little bit back on that thread, make that a little bit more durable. Hit it with your light. There you have it. A little chenille golden stone. It's a really, really effective little pattern, and I've done really well with it. So give it a try. You can get that chenille at the shop, myersflies.com, and stop down at the fly shop down there in Dallastown, and tag us in your fish pictures. If we can be a help to you, let us know. Get out there and enjoy God's great creation. Take a young person out there and teach them about nature, and teach them, to pick up the trash when they leave, and take care of everything that we have. A great resource for many generations to come. So, hey, good luck on the water. God bless.